Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts and welcome to the Lithuanian capital of Vilnius. I've just arrived a short while ago from Kaunas. Vilnius train station is right behind me there. I came here on a Christmas themed train, so if you missed the previous video of me coming here, be sure to check out that after you finish watching this video. So the plan for today is, it's actually quite early now, it's about 20 past 9. I'm going to walk over to my hotel. I know I'm not due to check in till 2 o'clock, but I'm going to see if I can drop my bag off there and leave that behind the desk. I'm then going to be touring around Vilnius all day, starting at 10:30 with a free walking tour organized via Guruwalks. I'll tell you a little bit more about that nearer the time. But for now, and of course, the main reason I'm here is to explore the Christmas markets this evening. This year, Vilnius is the Christmas capital of Europe, which is the reason why I'm here. I want to see as much Christmas activities and festivities as I possibly can. But now, I need to head towards my hotel, which is called the Domus. According to Google Maps, it's an 11-minute walk away. And let's just take one last look at the train station. There we go, Vilnius Central train station. Let's follow these directions. I want to go over there. Temperature is showing us -4 today, so quite a bit colder than it was yesterday. Yesterday when I was in Kaunas, it was actually 7 degrees, a lot warmer than I had planned for this trip. I wasn't even wearing my insulated jacket. I just had a waterproof shell on me, just to keep the wind off me. But today it is a lot cooler. Got some artwork on the wall of that building there. But we're going to continue walking down this road this direction. I think my hotel is just a little bit further than that building at the end of the road over there. It looks like there's a tour started here and they're walking around the city. I believe if Google Maps is to be trusted, and usually 99% chance it usually is, my hotel is just going to be on the right hand side over here. And this is it here, Domus. Now let's keep our fingers crossed that they'll let me drop off my bag. Yeah, no problem. I was able to leave my bag securely in the locked room behind reception. Plan is now, like I said, I've got a walking tour from Guruwalk starting at 10:30. It's 9:45. I've got 45 minutes before it starts. I've got to put into Google Maps where I'm going to go, but I think it's only about a 10-minute walk away. I think it's in the Old Town. They did tell me as well that check-in is at 3 o'clock. I thought it was going to be 2 o'clock because that's where it said on the reservation when I booked it, but that's no problem. The walking tour is going to last about 2.5 hours. Then I'll get some lunch and I'll carry on walking around. So I'll be back here 3 o'clock, maybe a little bit afterwards. And according to Google Maps, it's a 16-minute walk away to the meeting point for the walking tour. And like I said, I'm going to be doing the walking tour today with a company called Guruwalks. They are the largest free walking tour kind of group in the world. I've used them in many countries. It's my favorite free walking tour kind of group out there. There's usually walking tours in all major cities around the world. I've used them around the world. And I say free walking tours, so it is free to actually go on these tours, but they do expect a tip if they deserve it at the very end. So normally I tip about 20 euros or the equivalent of. The tour I'm doing today, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen here as well, which will take you directly to the Guruwalks website where you can book the tour that I'm going to be doing today. And like I said, it's totally free, but if you feel like they deserve it, if they were a really good guide, you just leave a little tip right at the very end. Actually, before I go anywhere, there is this big church right behind my hotel, so I'm going to see if I can go in there to take a look around. I'm going to assume it's called Domus because our hotel is called Domus. So let's have a look if the doors are unlocked, shall we? I'm not sure what that says on the door, so I'm going to use Google Translate. That's easy. Please close the door. Please close the door. So let's go in and then close the door. Oh, it's locked anyway, so it must be too early. So let's come back later when we're checking into the hotel. Hopefully the doors will be unlocked there. We can take a look around. And just look at these streets already. I keep getting distracted by the beautiful architecture. But I've still got 40 minutes to get to my meeting point, so I'm still going to be very early. So this is the Church of St. Kashmir and the Jesuit house. Shall we see if the door's unlocked? No, it's locked. I think it's just too early for these things. So when I was just walking past the shops then, a lot of the times listed in the windows were saying they open at 11 o'clock. Let's just keep walking. Looks like there might be some Christmas market things going on. There's a big line over here. So let's see what that's all about, shall we? Well, it looks like they're waiting to go in the ice skating rink. And it looks like here is where the Christmas market is going to be later, at least one of the Christmas markets. Again, it's too early to open up. That must be the town hall. There's also a stage over there, so they're probably planning something for later. And stage there as well, past these Christmas huts there. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I am here for the Christmas market. So once it gets dark, I'm going to explore all the Christmas festivities that the city has to offer. And looks like one of them is here. This isn't the main area though. From the videos I've seen already and the photographs, oh, they're starting to play music already. So like I said, from the videos and the photographs I've seen already, there is the main town square, which has got an absolutely huge Christmas tree there. And we will be going there later. They've even got some snow over there. Is that real snow? Yeah, that's real snow. So it's probably the only snow I'm going to see on this trip. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's real snow. So it looks like they've got one of those portals here from Lithuania with love. So normally when I see these portals, they're kind of twinned with other cities around the world, but maybe it's too early whatever that one's linked to. So it looks like a satellite image. Don't know if it's a live feed or if it's just a pre-recorded kind of video. So that's where I will be back later tonight. Got the Vilnius Solas sign there. I had my picture with just the Vilnius part of that. Let's keep walking. These buildings as well, they're all decorated for Christmas. Oh, there's a church here as well. It looks like there's everywhere. I'm walking these churches. This is the Orthodox Church of St. Nicholas. And I spy that the door's open, so let's go and see if we can go in there. It looks like there was a service going on, so I didn't want to go into the main part of the church and disturb them. They were there right the other side of the door. So I'll respect their privacy. And another place to come back to later on the walk back to my hotel. Looks like another area that might be setting up for a Christmas market tonight. We've got some stalls over there. We've got some market stalls behind me there as well, or to the side, and in front of me by there. Looks like we've got a tower on the hill over there, and I believe where I'm heading to over here and slightly to the left is called Cathedral Square. And this is where I'm due to meet my guide in about 20 minutes, so I am early. Got to find somewhere to sit down. Behind me here looks like more Christmas market setting up. You've got a little carousel as well and a small little fairground. Hopefully tonight all these places are going to be absolutely beautiful. Really in the mood for all the Christmas activities, if I'm being completely honest, here in Vilnius, the European capital of Christmas, I think it's called. No, the European Christmas the Christmas capital of Europe, 2025. And we've got a Christmas tree over there as well. So because I'm early, I'm just going to have a quick look around this area to see what it's going to be like for later tonight. Like I said, there's a carousel there. And the Christmas tree is right at the end over there as well. But it's still way too early for the Christmas market stalls to open yet. We do have a couple of them open, I noticed, by there, but the majority of them are closed. Let's head towards the Christmas tree, then let's go back. What do you think? Should I go and take a closer look? Yeah. that with a close-up look at the Christmas tree. I think I'll head back to the meeting point for our walking tour. And like I said, I booked this via Guruwalks, and I will leave a link in the description down below, or scan the QR code there to go to it. But it is a totally free walking tour. You just tip at the end if you think the guide is worth it. And that looks like my guide there with a red umbrella.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Marius. I'm gonna guide you today. Yes, in Vilnius, we will go to the Old Town area. There, yeah, that's the Old Town for us. We will also visit the Užupis area, the artistic side of Vilnius, and then we will finish the tour not here, but we will finish 2 minutes walkable distance to that direction. Yeah, so we will make almost a circle and basically cover all of the most important sites in the Old Town. Basically, this reconstruction is from the 16th century, the golden ages of Lithuanian Grand Duchy of Vilnius. So here we can see some things that you can see also still today. So we are now standing right here on this plan. Here was all of the square surrounded by the defensive wall. Yeah. Now you can see only these red tiles. Those are symbolizing the defensive wall where it was standing. But then out of the defensive towers, only the bell tower still exists. So that's from the defensive system still kept. Then we have the cathedral, yes, still standing. Then we have the palace of the Grand Dukes over here. And then on the top, we have the castle. Now from the castle, it's only one tower left. Yeah, the Gediminas Tower over the east. So all the cathedral, yeah, it was built here in the 15th century probably. By the written, we promised to build a church here in the late 14th century when we accepted Christianity. So it was built in the Gothic style, Renaissance, Baroque style, and finally the late Classicism style, but we can see today. From the earlier church, from the Baroque style, from the 17th century, only this chapel, the St. Casimir's Chapel, it's left and then was adopted to the rest of the church. Because as you can see, there is a lot of marble, gold inside, but the rest of it, it's totally different, yeah? So this is the Classicism, that's the Baroque style. The St. Casimir himself, as he was a living person, so he was a nobility person. He was also a candidate to become the Grand Duke of Lithuania, but instead of doing that, he chose to be a religious person. And because of this, then after his death, also few miracles happened next to his grave, yes. So he was recognized to be a saint in Christianity. And then when he recently passed away, then in Rome, he wrote in his testament that he wanted to be a certain priest to be in charge of his funerals. Also the flag on the top of the building, that means the president now is still in the city. When he leaves the city, then we are taking down the flag, yeah? Yeah, so president in Lithuania, he is seen as more like a moral leader, maybe. He's kind of a unifying person for the country. All the people, we are electing the president, yes. In comparison with other Baltic countries, so Latvia, Estonia, the presidents are appointed by the government. The project of the palace, the project was taken from the St. Petersburg architect. It was not done here locally. And the St. Petersburg architect never been here in Vilnius. Never. Just sent us the project and that's it. So we started to build the palace over here. It appeared to be a little bit too big, so we demolished one house over there just to fit the palace and the street over here. And also the rooftop of the palace, you can see it's in the green color. Yes. But all around us only the red color. So the red should be the typical Old Town color, basically digging clay, burning tiles, and then making the roof. But yeah, it's now the presidential palace. Also now here in front, we can see the 4 flags, lower one. So sorry, there is no wind. We cannot see totally the fence, yes. But just imagine blue colors on the side, so those are NATO EU, we are in those from 2004. Then in the middle, we have 2 Lithuanian flags. So you know the current one, like yellow, green, and red, you have the official flag, and then another red flag is the same like the coat of arms on the building, in the middle. So that's our historical flag that we were using from the 15th century as the main flag in Lithuania. Now we came to Vilnius University. Yes, this is the library courtyard. So this is the library flank, yes. Then we have the history faculty over there. And then we have the administrative building over here. But the paintings on the top, you can see the astronomical tools. So it was astronomy faculty earlier, yeah. Vilnius University here, it was opened in the 16th century. So in Europe at that time, it was the 15th university to be opened at all in all of the Europe. The main reason why we opened actually was the religious tensions between the Catholics and the Protestants. That was the core reason. Because firstly, the Protestants, here they started, to teach people about the religion, yes, write Lithuanian books. Then they were getting very popular among the noble families over here, and they even tried to convert our Grand Duke to become the Protestant as well. This courtyard, it's called the Alumni. And basically this is a very good place to show you how Vilnius looked like a little bit earlier from the 16th, 17th century when these Italian architects came to Vilnius, yes, and then they built these courtyards with galleries, arcades, yes, open ones. On this side it was also the same. But then through the times, in most other courtyards, the cases were that these open galleries, they were shut down with bricks with windows, yes, like on this side. Well, because this is not Italy, you have to stay warm inside.
Yeah.
Then just valuable space, then it's usable for another purposes. Yeah, so we had much more courtyards like this, but usually other cases are closed down. Yeah. Our president's office, it's straight, the last line, the second floor mid window, yeah.
Okay.
If you need some time. Now we came in Christmas time, basically this whole area, these streets are probably the most decorated all the streets in the town that we can find, yes? This is called the Glass Quarter. Here the street is called the Glass Blower Street. Yes, historically here the craftsmen, they were making bottles for milk. Glasses, you have like glass blowers, and now the glass water. So here the local businesses have each year, every Christmas, basically they're competing with each other a little bit, yes, in the competition to make all of the very nice facades for their decoration. So in the evening, of course, it will be much nicer yet. So then just come back over here. Then also, but this area, it's also called the formal Jewish quarter. So, I hope, yes, it works. Here is the reconstruction of the Vilnius Great Synagogue, how it looked like, and it's standing on other side of the street. Yeah, over there. So the synagogue, when it was built, this ground level over here, it was built 2 meters below the ground that we are standing today. Yeah, it was kind of deeper because the city had the laws that buildings couldn't be higher than the churches. Yeah, so they had a limitation basically, but still wanted very massive churches, so they built really from the bottom. So this style was in the Renaissance Baroque styles here from the mid 17th century. Already the synagogue was standing, the biggest in the Eastern Europe, basically to this side is synagogue. Here we have this small statue. So this is for the pagan goddess, Lithuanian goddess of the forests and wild animals. So before the Christianity came in, yeah, we believed in many gods. So we turned to Christianity 700 years ago. So what traditions are still being kept, yes, in today's everyday life, basically from the pagan times. So yes, this goddess, her name is Medina, and Medina, it's also currently one of the most popular names to give out for the girls, yeah, for the newborns. So we like to name our children after the goddesses' names. So this is the portal. Yes, the portal, the project, it's called like that. The main idea is to connect different places. Yes, it started in Vilnius, actually, the project created by the Lithuanian guy. He firstly connected Vilnius and Lublin in Poland, 2 cities. Now it's totally 5 cities connected, with also Dublin in Ireland, yes, also Ipswich in England, and then also Philadelphia in USA. So these 5 cities, yeah, but then also we have satellites somehow today. Don't know why, actually. Aquarius, the building, it's over there, the town hall. So here historically was the main public life happening here, the main market, because where we started the tour from Cathedral Square, that was closed down with the walls, yeah, with the towers. So all of the citizens gathered only here, basically. So this was the main place, but now the importance shifted to the Cathedral Square. Now we have public life over there. So it's kind of changed a little bit. Also in the medieval times, this street, it's called the Castle Street, goes straight to the castle where we started the tour, yes. Here was dividing the city a little bit. On that side of the city was living the Orthodox part of the city, and this part was a Catholic part of the city. So there was a kind of division a little bit, but there is nothing left about that. Yeah. Here in this building, yes, and this flat was living this guy. He is Lithuanian most famous artist, probably. He was a composer and a painter. And yes, the name is Mykolas Konstantinas Čiurlionis. I don't know, maybe you saw, but if you flew to Vilnius airport, this year it's also named the Čiurlionis airport. Not very officially, but it's named like that. So this artist, yeah, lived in Vilnius only for 1 year. Doors, you know, like storage unit and so on. And then we made flooring in the main hall for the drains to store, yes. And then out of this Baroque style church only, you can see the balcony now, Bordiak. Yeah, please come closer, the balcony. So this restaurant, it's opened by the Dutch guy from the Netherlands. He married Lithuanian woman, yes. And he opened here the business social restaurant. He is employing people with disabilities. Yeah, so that's why it's the social one. So now it's called the First Pancake, the restaurant. So mostly they're serving pancakes, yeah. The church in Lithuania, Baroque style, that has only one tower. Usually we are built symmetrical 2 towers, yeah. And also here on another side, now it's European Humanitarian University. So this university originally it was opened in Minsk, in Belarus. We are about to enter Užupis, yes, artistic water. Užupis translated to English, that means behind the river. All of this area is surrounded by the river like a peninsula. And historically, here was living the merchants, craftsmen, Jewish or Russian origins. And basically they were making all sorts of stuff. But then after the Second World War, as old Vilnius was abandoned a little bit, yes, this area as well. And then this area was filled with drug addicts, alcoholics, mostly these people. So then it became very dangerous place to be, very high criminal rate. Locals, the main street, they started to call the Street of the Deaf. But then in the 1980s, not far away was opened Arts Academy. And then students from this Arts Academy, they found really cheap renting prices over here. So that's how through the basically art, yes, they started to live in, opened art galleries. And then through the art, all of the area revived. And then finally in the 1997, this local artistic community, they proclaimed to be independent artistic republic of Užupis. And they created parliament, president, constitution, flag. The main symbol of Užupis. Yes, this is the hand with the hope. This symbol shows that Užupis is open for everyone. Everybody can be an Užupis, yes, feel Užupis, live here, but also nobody can own Užupis. It slips through the hole. That's the main idea of this symbol, yes. Then, well, also we can say that this is the hand of an artist. And when the artists are getting their payment, the coins slip through the hole. Also in our language, these 2 letters, Už. Yeah, so this is the beginning of Užupis. But in our language, we can say Už when we are voting for something. Like I'm for it, yes, we say Už. So here we have the English translation. Constitution was written by the president and the foreign affairs minister in the parliament while drinking wine, as they said. So basically, this constitution, this is like the base, ground level, base points here, on rights where all the community agrees, and then they can start to build something more, something better. So the first right, like everyone has the right to live by the river. That's basically the reason why the president moved in over here to Užupis. He just wanted to live by the river. That's it. So they wrote it like the first right over there. And yeah, then for the cats, for the dogs, there is some rights, a very nice institution. Here we have the main square in Užupis, yes? The main square with an angel on the top. Before the angel, there was a giant egg. And that was like a symbol of a new life for this republic, yes. When it finally happened, then they replaced it with an angel. Also at that time, the Užupis dissolved army. They had 11 soldiers before. Now they have guardian angels. Came into this area. This is another bridge to enter the Republic, and totally this is the only one legal kind of bridge to enter the Republic. Other 5 bridges are illegal to enter the Republic. That also entered the illegal one, because this is the legal one, because on another side of the street where is the corner building on the first floor, there is the souvenir shop, but also it's called the border control. Like crossing, going inside, and you can get visa stamp in your passports, whatever, that you are visiting new country. This is the parliament of Užupis, this building. It's a bar actually, nothing more, but here the constitution was written. And still community gathers and talks about stuff. Then another thing, on the corner of the building, the black tile. So that's to mark the first international affairs that Užupis made with another artistic water. In Paris, Montmartre. So Montmartre recognized Užupis to be independent artistic republic.
Yeah.
In 1998. Those swings are called the swings of the fate. And if you take a swing with somebody, that connects for life.
Yeah.
This is called the Užupis Arts Incubator. Yeah, so basically this courtyard, these art galleries are where the first ones where the artists started to make art, yes, where the revival started. Of the Užupis area now along the river, there is like an open art space a little bit. So basically now those colorful doors on that end, this is where the artist studios are. And municipality, well, they're helping a little bit for the local artists over here, because area itself, Užupis, became one of the most prestigious places to be in Vilnius. Yes, one of the very expensive basically places. The politicians are living here now, pop stars are living, so for the artists it's kind of harder and harder to stay here. So municipality helps a little bit to fund those places. Yeah. I don't know if you have been to Christiania in Denmark. They also have this artistic area a little bit. So Christiania gave a present to Užupis. They gave this bike stand. This is the gift from Christiania. Yeah, the doors, the windows for the dwarf. And when the dwarf goes back to his home, then he leaves the brains outside.
Big brain.
Big brains, yeah, they're not fit in. And both churches, all of this was built in the Gothic times, yes, the Gothic architecture, but then just a fire broke out. The rooftop was burned down, and then they rebuilt in the modern, new-fashioned way. We have the St. Anne's Church. Basically, this is the best Gothic-style church that we can show. Already late Gothic, it was the beginning 16th century, so in Europe, in Western Europe, it was already past Gothic a long time ago. But the architectural styles, they came in a little bit late to Lithuania. So the Gothic style was built, the German architect, we don't know the exact name of the German architect, there was just 2 Germans in the city at that time, so we had to be one of those building the church, yeah. So the only one material in Lithuania, basically it's clay. Yeah, we don't have any mountains, any stone resources. No, we are digging clay and burning bricks. Where we ended up, yeah. So this street, it's the Castle Street. Going down straight to the castle, yeah, where we started the tour, the Cathedral Square. down there. Then to another side, upper, there would be the town hall. Yeah, so we also been there. Probably you're thinking what to eat now. Traditional Lithuanian cuisine, yes. Main traditional dish, it's called to be the cepelinai. Sepels. Yeah, this is the mashed potatoes with the meat inside. So the cepelinai, this is the core one. Then also we have the potato pancakes with the meat inside. Mashed potatoes also. So a lot of potatoes.
Thank you.
Well, thanks.
So I've just finished the tour. The tour guide was called Marius, and he was really, really good. It was just over 2 hours long. We explored the city, or the old town part of the city, really in depth. He was really knowledgeable. He answered everybody's questions. Oh, before I carry on, the Christmas train's just going past. There is the Christmas train. So like I said, he was really knowledgeable. It's quite a small group as well. There's only about 10 of us on the tour. And like I mentioned at the beginning, I booked that through Guruwalk, through the Guruwalks website. I have left a link in the description down below where you can go there, or again, you can just scan the QR code on the screen here and it'll take you directly there. So as I mentioned, they are free walking tours. You just tip the guide at the end, which is what I did. Now, I think I'm going to head down the street. So this is Castle Street. I'm either going to go to the castle first, or I might get some lunch. So it's around 1 o'clock. I am starting to get a bit hungry. So we'll see. Thank you. So you might have been wondering what I was actually doing there. For today only, which is the 13th of December, today is apparently the most Christmas of Christmas days of the whole year. And to celebrate it here in Vilnius, we just had to fill in a short survey and we got this. Christmas currency for use today only in Vilnius. What this allows is I can either get some free stuff or discounts on certain stores. So I did take a photograph of where this is valid currency for today. I'll put that on the screen now, that photograph. But as you can see, there's a number of places offering various discounts. So I will use this later when I come back for the Christmas markets. But for now, it's either lunchtime or castle time. So for today only, you can actually post some postcards for free from the Tourist Information Centre. So I've written one to Holly, I've written one to Matthew. I'll be home tomorrow, so I'll see him long before you get there. But that's quite a nice little thing they're doing here. 2 selections of postcards. So I've got one with a Christmas train on, and I've got one with a castle on. So let's post these now. So I've just gone back into the Tourist Information Centre because I just remembered you can actually send a postcard from Vilnius today. So I wrote a postcard, as I explained when I was in there. So I wrote a postcard to Holly, my daughter, Matthew, my son. The ironic thing is I will be seeing them tomorrow when I'm going back home. So I will see them long before those postcards, but it's more of a nice little thing to do, and it's free of charge as well. I think today only on the 13th of December. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head up to the castle, which is over in that direction once that van goes past. Now there's 2 ways to go up there. You can either, well, the guide said this morning, 2 ways to go up there. Now we just walk up from by here, or if you go around the other side, there's actually a funicular railway going to the top. So I'm going to choose that option of the funicular railway. But I've just spotted some gingerbread. Now, the guide did say earlier that in that building there is probably the best museum here in Vilnius and even Lithuania. So I will be going into that after I finish going up to the castle. But it looks like the Christmas market that I was in earlier, the first thing this morning, is now a lot busier. So I think I'll go for a quick walk around there now and then head to the castle afterwards. Because it does look like all the market stalls are now open, so I'll go up one end and come back the other. And that's the line for the carousel. It's going all the way down there. It's a longer line than we get in Old Towers. Like I said, I will be coming back here tonight when it's dark and it's all lit up. I just want to have a quick look at what's here now. Okay, time to head over to the castle. And to get to the funicular, I go up this walkway through there. So that's the cathedral on the left and the museum on the right. And the castle is over there. I can see the funicular coming down. Let's go and get a ticket and go up to the top. How much are the tickets? So that was a short, probably minute and a half funicular ride to the top of the hill here. Castle is right by there. Total cost for a return journey, so I thought I might as well do the return. It was €3. If you just wanted one way, it was €2. And here's the view from the top. Great view of Vilnius below us here. So it looks like it's €8 to go into the castle tower. Door's locked, so it looks like it might be closed. There's another great view from up here. Looks like Cathedral Square is down there. And the street that I walk down here is that road up there. And all the way up there somewhere is my hotel. And it's now 2:05, so I'm able to check into my hotel in just under an hour. But before I do that, I'm going to head down there, go to that museum that was recommended, and also get some lunch. But I think I'll stay up here a little bit longer. There's the castle there behind me. Okay, I think I spent enough time up here. There's nothing else really. You got the castle there. Some great viewpoints, but I'm now going to head back down on the funicular. There is another building over by there, but it looks like that's in the process of being restored at the moment, and there's a fence around it, so we can't go and see that. So there's my ticket. It's just a barcode on there which you scan to go onto the funicular. And if you don't want to pay a course, there's always the steps to go down if you want, if you're feeling energetic or need the exercise. So that was a really quick trip to the top by the castle. If you do want to walk, like I said, it is free of charge to get up there if you want to walk. I just paid for that €3, but I wanted to ride the funicular. Well, that's 2 funiculars in 2 days. In the previous video when I was in Kaunas yesterday, I rode the funicular there as well, up to the kind of observation point so I could see Kaunas below me. I think now I'm going to head to that museum that the guide recommended just next door. So this museum is called the Palace of the Grand Dukes of Lithuania. So this was the original, just remember what the guide said earlier. So this was the original Palace of the Grand Dukes, which burnt down and was destroyed, I think, in 1805. Don't quote me on that date though. And then it wasn't actually rebuilt till just a few years ago, actually. I think he said about 16 years ago it was rebuilt. They based the exterior on some paintings that they had at the time, but then nothing actually existed for the interior. So all the interior is based on palaces around Europe that was constructed around the time of the original construction here. But yeah, so even though you think this might be a really old building, it's literally a little bit older than my son Matthew. And I guess tickets are down here. So there are lots of different options of tours to pick, starting at €6 for tour one. That's what I'm doing now, which is the archaeology and history of the place. And I do excuse my hair, I have been wearing the hat all day. I think if you wanted to do every tour in the building, it was €16. But I don't think I've got enough time. Well, I've got plenty of time, if I'm being honest. But I want to just do one quick tour, just get an overview of everything, and then go and get some lunch, because I am getting quite hungry now. So I'm going to take it that these are the original foundation and the original walls from the original palace that was situated here. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, when you come in, they make you put your bags in a locker and your coat in the cloakroom. So I've had to take my coat off, as you probably noticed, and I left my hat in my pocket as well. So yeah, you're not allowed to wear your jackets, coats, or carry bags around the museum. I was getting a bit worried then until I saw that tour continues this way. I thought that was the end of my tour, because I went around that whole basement floor and I thought I was going to be going to the exit. Like I said, I've only paid for one tour, which is tour number 1, and there's 4 total tours within the museum. So I think my tour is now coming to an end. I went to a door to get into another place. I didn't see any signs, and the guy just wanted to check my ticket, and he's just pointed me down these stairs. So I think this is the way out now for me on tour number 1. Yeah, I've been directed back into this room here where I was earlier. So there is an escalator over by here. I assume that's the way out. But the escalator's only going up, so I'm going to walk down the stairs. So just for reference, these are the lockers. They are free of charge. Well, when I say free of charge, you do put €1 in there, but you get it back after you've finished. And then over here is the cloakroom. And again, that's free of charge as well. So I think that's going to end my time here at the museum. I'm going to head back into Old Town, walk down one of those main streets, have a look for somewhere for lunch, I think. So I think that was okay for €6. I wouldn't have been very happy if I paid more for it. Maybe if I did all 4 tours, I'd feel a bit more fulfilled, because that was quite a basic tour, only focusing on one part of the story here in the museum. But I didn't really want to pay €16 for everything, and I didn't want to spend too long in there, so I think I was only in there for about 15, maybe 20 minutes in total. Anyway, getting hungry, I want some lunch. Although, to be honest, it's approaching dinner time. I think it's after 3 o'clock now, is it? Yeah, 3:05. So I'm going to walk towards my hotel so I can check in now and try and get something to eat along the way. Looks like there's something Christmassy going on here. Now let's have a quick look what it is. I think it's just a photo spot area. So I've come to this restaurant. It's traditional Lithuanian. I've ordered a sausage. I was very tempted to go for one of the potato dishes, actually. I almost went for that. And I was also able to swap that pine cone I got earlier from the Go Vilnius shop, Tourist Information Centre, for a cranberry drink as well, a hot traditional Christmas cranberry drink. And this is that cranberry drink. It's quite big as well. I bought myself a Coke. I don't think I needed to do that. I could have just had this. Cheers. Very good for free. And here's my dinner. So I've got a traditional Lithuanian sausage on a bed of mash and some cabbage and a sauce of some kind. Let's dig in and try. Okay, let's try the sausage first. Ooh. Very, very soft. It's okay. I'll try some of the mashed potato. Good mash. And of course I'll try some like cabbage. That's good. I don't think you guys want to see me eat, so I'll see you when I've finished. So I finished my dinner. That's where I was. Etno Davaros, or Davaras. I think that's probably how you pronounce it roughly. To begin with, I wasn't that keen on that sausage, but it actually grew on me as I continued eating it. And in the end, it was really nice. Came to €16 something. I put the total cost down there, and then I added a tip at the end. I'm now going to head and check into my hotel. It's actually not that far from my hotel, literally. My hotel is just by that church there on the left-hand side. And earlier I tried to go into that church, but it was locked, wasn't it? So maybe I'll try the door again before I head to the hotel. Let's see if it's open this time, shall we? Time to finally check into my hotel. So it's 4:25 now. I'll probably stay here for about an hour or so till it gets properly dark, although it is pretty dark now. There's going to be a choir and a handover session in the town square, so they're handing over the title of European Christmas capital of Europe between 6 and 6:45, so I want to go and see that. So, like I said, I'm going to relax for a bit in the hotel room. Starting to get pretty tired. So I've checked into the hotel. I've made it to my room. This is room 202. Would you like to have a quick tour? Of course you would. So we'll just start off outside first. So these are the corridors there. So this is a former, I think it's going to be where the clergy actually used to stay. Is Domus Maria, named after the church next door. Anyway, let's do a room tour. So like I said, this is room 202. Come into the room this way. I just close the door behind me. Traditional door as well. We've got a key with a big lump of wood for the keychain. Then as you come in, we've got that kind of desk area there where I'm keeping my bag. We have got a mirror there. Hello. Some hooks to keep my jacket on. And then next to that, we've got a desk area. There's 2 chairs. There's a telephone, a lamp. Got some tea and coffee making facilities there with a TV above it. We've then got a wardrobe over there, a double bed. So I only booked this as a single, so this is their single room. Got some towels. Place next to the bed, bedside cabinet there. Let's have a look at the view. What is it? Okay, it looks like a car park, but then you've got the wall of the church by the look of it behind the car park. Looks quite nice in the light. I don't think you can see it because of reflection properly. There's a different angle looking at the room. Let's see what the bathroom's like. So it's quite a compact bathroom. Got a toilet, sink, hairdryer there, mirror there, hello again, hand wash by there, and then this side you've got a shower. There's some shower gel and shampoo there. There's the shower there. Going back out into that mirror. So that's a quick tour around the room. It is quite a small room, but it was also really good value. I'll tell you how much I paid, or didn't pay, in just a minute. But I think if you've ever watched my videos before, you know 98% of all the hotels I book, I do via trip.com. And that's for 2 reasons. First, they're always the cheapest place I can find online. So I always look at trip.com, booking.com, hotels.com, Expedia, Agoda, all those travel booking websites. And trip.com is consistently the cheapest one. Not by a lot, but they're still cheaper, which makes me want to book with them. And the more you book with them, you collect trip coins. And I've actually used my trip coins today to pay for this hotel. So in essence, I'm not paying for the hotel today, but I'll just leave a cost down there because I did record it when I did pay with my trip coins, how much this hotel would have cost me. So that's what I would have paid. Again, it's quite a good value hotel. So it wasn't very expensive anyway. And even though I'm like the highest tier in booking.com, which is Genius level 3, I still find trip.com cheaper than booking.com. If you are interested in booking this hotel via trip.com, I will leave a link in the description down below, and you can also scan this QR code on the screen here, which will take you directly to trip.com's website for this hotel. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do now, like I was saying on the way in, I'm probably just going to relax for an hour or so. I'm getting pretty tired already. Sort my bag out and then get ready to leave and go back into Vilnius Old Town tonight to see what all the Christmas celebrations are. So I'll see you guys shortly. Welcome back. It's now 6 o'clock. I'm in the room for quite a while, and I'm going to head back into the city. First of all, I'm going to the town square to see the celebrations there, and I'm going to continue on and visit all those Christmas markets we saw briefly earlier today. I'm just approaching the town square and I can hear some music already.
We are so honored that you chose Vilnius for your Christmas holidays. Taigi, mielieji, mes šiandien iš tiesų turime ypatingą dieną.
So I stayed in there for about 10 or 15 minutes listening to the choir music and the presenter talking. But it was getting really, really busy, and it's pretty impossible to actually go to any of the market stalls. So I've just come out of there just for a few minutes, see if I can go down the end and see if there's less people over here. Hey, maybe not, it's a worse view over here. I'm over by the portal again where I was this morning. So there's the choir from the back. Perfect view from here. I might go back around and see if I can get another spot. No, it's no good. I think I'm going to head over to one of the other locations. First one will be where we saw that really big Christmas tree earlier when we were on the tour. And the gates were locked at the time. They said they were going to open the gates at 5. So that was an hour and 20 minutes ago. So it should be open now, and let's go and have a look at that big Christmas tree. Looks like everybody's got the same idea. I've just decided just to follow everybody. Everybody seems to be going all in one line, doing a little tour. So I'm just, well, I'm not in the back, I'm in the middle of it. That was a nice little detour through that street there with all the decorations. Big Christmas tree. And it smelled of barbecue as well. They must be cooking food in those restaurants that we walk past. And there's the tree. So this is in the grounds of the presidential palace. Assuming that's the presidential palace behind me there. And there's the tree. I'm surprised there's not more people here, to be honest. There's not that many. So I've come around the back of the tree and there's nobody here. So I got some nice photographs. I might even use one of them for the thumbnail. I'm not sure yet for this video. I did think there might be some market stalls around here, but there isn't. So what I'm going to do now is head towards the Cathedral Square where we started off this morning, where we met our guide. There's that big Christmas tree there, lots of market stalls. I'm going to assume it's going to be pretty busy there as well, but it doesn't matter. I'm definitely going to get some little sweet treat, I think, from those market stalls. Let's go over there now. This is in the direction I should be going to that cathedral area. I think I can see another big Christmas tree in the distance. I'm going to head over there now, over that wall over there, I think. And the path is decorated with all these little things. Having a look at the path now, that's where that tree is. Well, it's not a tree, it's just lights by the look of it now. I'm a bit closer. I don't think there's a way out this way. I think the path just swings back around and goes back to where I came in. But anyway, really pretty with these light decoration things. So let's keep walking along it anyway. So what I've noticed about walking around Vilnius today, well, throughout the day, even when it was daylight, they had lots of ornaments and decorations like this throughout the city. But I guess that is because they are the European Christmas capital of Europe. I keep saying that wrong. The Christmas capital of Europe this year, 2025. When I was walking around in the day, they're all switched off. Now they're all switched on. So I'm going to continue to walk around Vilnius, even after I've been to Cathedral Square and see all that area there. So I want to try and soak in as much of the Christmas atmosphere as possible. Yeah, looks like I'm just going in a loop. So that's where I came from. That's that big Christmas tree I was just a few minutes ago. I'll head back there and go through the gate in the opposite direction, which is the correct way out. So I wonder if this is the presidential grounds or garden then. So that was the presidential offices over there, or the presidential building. And the fact that this is fenced off must mean this might be the presidential grounds. Just heading back past the Christmas tree. Behind me there is one of the university buildings in Vilnius. We did stop there as part of our tour this morning. I've made it to Cathedral Square. Let's see how different it looks now compared with in daylight. And the first thing you see is that amazing Christmas tree with a bell tower and the cathedral behind it. Now let's attempt to walk through all the people to visit the market stalls. You can see a good overview. I just walked onto the base of the tree up there just to get a good overview of what the market looks like and how many people are here. And those lights look amazing. Okay, do you remember earlier when it was daylight and I saw that churros stand and I said, I'll come back to that later. I don't think I'm going to bother now. Do you want to see the line? It starts there by the stand and it goes all the way. Keep going, all the way down here, still going, all the way down here, still going. That's the end. So I don't think I'll wait for it. I should have got some earlier, but I wanted to have proper dinner before having a sweet like that. Okay, then this side, the line is for the carousel, just like it was earlier. So there was a long line for the carousel earlier, and it still is. Okay, I walked down to the end in one direction and I've got to turn around and go back to the other end where the Christmas tree was in the other direction. All the stalls which are either serving food, hot wine, drinks, these huge lines on them. All the ones that are just kind of selling souvenirs and trinkets and handicrafts. Although they look really nice, there's pretty much no line at all on them. One thing I've noticed as well, for everywhere that's selling drinks, there's actually a deposit scheme on the cups. So the paper cup that you get, they're charging €2 for that. And it's refillable, so you can take that to all the other drink stands if you want, and then just pay for the drink without the cup. And then at the end of the day, you can get your €2 back by heading to the stall right at the very end of there, handing your cup back in, and they will give you your €2. I guess it's a way of combating litter and also to encourage recycling and reuse. Looks like there's another churros stand here, but again, still a very large line. I'm back where I started, right by the Christmas tree. I'm going to head this way and see some more illuminations. So I'm going to take a look what's this way and fight my way through all the people. It looks like the illuminations I just saw, just some decoration on some trees over there across the road. And I guess, are those antlers maybe? Not sure. Yeah, I think they might be antlers. So this is I guess the main entrance to the cathedral we were in first thing this morning with the guide. We didn't go in through that entrance earlier, we went around the side entrance. The side entrance is now fenced off, and I assume this is also locked now, so there's no chance of going in. We did see inside there briefly earlier, but I did want to go back a bit later in the day, because we only went to one section. It would have been nice to see the rest of the cathedral. Save that for another time. I've decided to walk to just by the foot of the castle. Not going to go up there or anything like I did earlier, just to see if there may be lit up to make it look all Christmassy as well. I know near the base they did have some Christmas decorations which weren't lit up at the time. It's only like a 2-minute walk from where we are here. So I've just got a glimpse of it here, so they have lit it up. It's not Christmassy, but I'm just going to keep going along the way I am now and go to the park at the base, because like I said, there was some decorations up there which wasn't illuminated at the time. So it's these silver pine cones that I saw earlier when I was here. I thought at night they'd actually be switched on and be illuminated, but they're not. They're quite static and not plugged in. There's quite a few around me as well in this park. And then you've got the statue of the king there as well. I assume he's the king. He's got a crown on his head. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn back around, head back over to Cathedral Square, and then carry on walking through Old Town here in Vilnius. I've made it back to Cathedral Square. I'm now going to kind of retrace my steps that I did coming here this morning, going up that road over there. I go straight through the centre of Old Town, see if I can find any more Christmas things along the way. From the research I did before coming on this trip, I knew that this area here, the Cathedral Square, the Tower Square where that concert was, while the choir singing was earlier, and the presidential grounds as well with that Christmas tree, the main three sites to see here over Christmas. I don't think there's any other major ones, at least none that I could find. But if I have missed some, just let me know down in the comments if you're a local and you go, you fool Mark, you should have gone to this location to see all the market stalls there or the Christmas trees. Please let me know. So if I come again next year, I'll know for then. But anyway, I'm going to head back through the Old Town now. Let's see if we see anything else. I thought I'd just come and buy some chocolate to snack on in the room later. I'm going to get myself a Maninja bar. I've never heard of that before. Whenever I try to buy chocolate and sweets when I'm in other countries, I always try to get something I've never heard of just to try it. So I didn't just get myself a chocolate bar. I got some crisps or potato chips to an American friend. Got myself a drink and a few other little snacks for the room later. Anyway, let's keep heading up back into Old Town. I think I've spotted another Christmas tree. Okay, so it might not be the biggest Christmas, but what other one has got a flying unicorn on it? We've made it back to the town square. Looks like it's a lot quieter there now. So it looks like all the choir and the music has now gone from here. The ice rink has reverted back to ice skating. Just like last night in Kaunas, I'm not going to go ice skating. I'm worried I'll break my ankle. I'll walk around a bit now here, because I couldn't even get to those Christmas market stalls earlier when the choir was singing. So let's see what they've got. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day now here exploring the old town of Vilnius. Had a really good day, really enjoyable, saw a lot of sights, saw a lot of Christmas activities, Christmas markets, ice skating, Christmas trees. It had the lot. But I do think I'm going to end this video now. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you're new here, my name is Mark, and normally with my son Matthew and daughter Holly, we make travel and theme park videos from around the world. Ooh, some dogs there. But on this occasion, I've been traveling solo around Lithuania just for a few days. And if you enjoyed this video, please think about liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell button. Thanks, and see you in the next video. Bye.